So one thing I did want to mention is that the university has decided to add these reading and respite days to this semester right here. So this is going to be March 24th and April 15th. Now the university has added these 2 days to the spring semester calendar to provide students and faculty alike with an opportunity to either catch up or take a break as we make our way through the semester. Now in a traditional spring semester we'd have our spring break for this. We don't have that this semester with the late start. So this is the university's answers to add these 2 days to the calendar. So during those 2 days on March 24th and April 15th, there are going to be no classes. So as a result, there's also going to be no required appointments or meetings, no labs, no exams, no office hours, no online classes during those days, and no makeup work online that's added to the students' regular workload during those days. So it's important for the university that faculty and students have a brief rest during these time periods. So now as this relates to our ME 124 course right here, the 2 dates of March 24th and April 15th do affect both our lab and our lecture for this course right here. So the thing to note is on Wednesday, March 24th, this does overlap now with our Wednesday lecture right there. So there's not going to be any live lecture on Teams. So there is no remote live lecture for ME 124 on that date of Wednesday, March 24th. I have already recorded a online version, a pre-recorded online version of this lecture, and this is going to be posted along with all your other information in your virtual labs on Blackboard like normal. Only difference is we do not have that live remote lecture because it does fall on that reading and respite day of March 24th. Now the other thing that is affected by this in our course here is on April 15th. On April 15th, there's a lab on Thursday. So Lab A7 group normally has labs from 3:15 to 5 o'clock on Thursdays. So again, this is April 15th. This does fall on a Thursday, so there is not going to be any lab for that lab section. All the other lab sections the rest of the week are still as scheduled as normal. Lab A7 right here, however, though, is not going to have that Thursday section. So what I'm asking is please do attend virtually one of the other lab sections remotely during the week, whatever one works for you, or you can use our virtual lab data as well that's been posted on Blackboard. So again, this is something else that we need to take into account with these reading and respite days that the university has issued right here, is that on April 15th, Lab A7, which normally meets from 3:15 till 5 o'clock p.m. on Thursdays, is not going to happen because that has been canceled. As we said, there are no lectures, no remote classes on that day right there on April 15th. So again, please do attend virtually one of the other labs. You can jump in remote on any other team sections for any of the other lab sections that week, and then you can also use either that group's lab data or you can use the virtual lab data for your labs. This only affects one of our groups for this lab section. So now just to reiterate our reading and respite days, let's take a look at our calendar here for ME 124. So this is going to affect 2 different weeks within our semester here. So it's going to affect this week right here, and this is in particular going to be our March 24th reading and respite day, where we're normally on that Wednesday we had a lecture scheduled. We are no longer going to have that lecture on that Wednesday morning. I'm asking you now to please view the pre-recorded lecture material on Blackboard instead. So there is not going to be any live lecture on Teams that morning of the 24th. On Wednesday. The other week that's going to be affected is the week here of the 15th. So on the 15th, we did have a lab scheduled for that week right there, and that is going to be our lab A07 that's affected on that Thursday. So if you're in that Thursday lab for section A07, please do not attend. There will be no lab set up for that day. I'm asking that you please do watch remotely one of the other lab sections during the week, and you can use that lab's data, or you can use the virtual data that's been posted on Blackboard.